Sales is purely spiritual. Now, what do I mean by that? I learned this the hard way. I remember back in the day, like 4 years ago, when it was COVID at the time and I was on the plane, and I started reading about the law of attraction, and I read Think and Grow Rich. And to be honest, at the time, I was doing whatever I wanted. Like, I was going out, I was partying, I was like doing whatever. Basically, I wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't thinking about my family. I wasn't thinking about God. I wasn't thinking about, of course I was thinking about God, but I wasn't basically following what he says. Now, when I started reading about the law of attraction and manifestation and all of this, I started trying to do these techniques when I realized, oh, I basically can have anything I want. I just have to do the methods. I just have to, close my eyes, imagine the life that I want, and watch it come to reality. And I tested this with small things, and I found it to be true, but to some extent, it was happening on a very small scale. Like, I noticed that I was getting what I want, but I was kind of being tortured by it. And what do I mean by that is, for example, I would get something that I want, but I would not benefit from it at all. Or it would happen close to me. It wouldn't happen with me. It would happen to someone that I know. And this was making me very confused, because I was doing everything that they said that I should do. Now, I decided to quit my job, and I realized, okay, that's not gonna happen. With my job at the time, I used to be a flight attendant, so I was surrounded. My environment was all about pleasure. It was all about fun. It was all about party. It wasn't serious at all. Even my job itself, it was just. With all due respect to people who are doing it now, but it was not making me live up to my full potential. I was just doing the bare minimum, and this was causing me to have a lot of free time. It was causing me to focus on, basically, when you have a lot of free time, you tend to want to escape by I don't know, going out, meeting people, and you can be easily dragged to doing wrong things, in my opinion. Based on the culture that I come from, it's considered wrong. Until I moved to Dubai, and I started working in sales. And this is when I realized it's not happening. I'm doing everything that I've read that if I follow, it would happen. But still, I wasn't making enough sales. And when I was making sales, I would not get the commission. It would take a long time. I would feel frustrated. I would feel like, I don't know, it was like I was really seeing the things that I want around me with other people. I knew I wasn't comparing myself to anyone or anything, but it was also painful when you keep on trying and nothing is working. Until I kind of isolated myself completely, and I started focusing on myself, and I stopped going out. I stopped meeting people. I kept on trying until I finally started seeing results. And this was when I basically started listening to God, started listening to his orders. I started reading in the Quran. I started looking for the truth. I started trying to look for answers why the things I want are not happening. That's when I started to see results. And this is when I started also to go higher in ranks. I started to rank higher compared to people who were with me. and that was in my first brokerage company that I joined. And yeah, I even was featured in one of the TV shows during my second month in real estate, which is very unusual and very, it doesn't happen often. The moment that I was distracted again, at the time it was like 3 months into this real estate job, after I closed so many deals. I think I closed around 6 deals within the first 3 months. The moment I got distracted again and I started going out, I started, getting back into my old habits, I noticed that I was going into a downfall. And I was learning. I didn't know. So I didn't know. I thought I could make a shortcut. I thought I could like, cheat. I didn't know it was cheating at the time, but it's obviously cheating if you think like you can get away with things. You're kind of a hypocrite. So this is what I was doing at the time, and I didn't know the result. So I wasted a lot of time just because I had a hidden agenda. I wasn't very honest with myself. I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't telling myself like, okay, if you do this, that's not right. So I kept going. I realized my mistake, and like 2 years later, once I really, really, really realized there is no way to do it without God. There is no way to do it without God. If you try and do it yourself, 1 + 1 = 2. You can do it, but you will be so exhausted. It's really difficult. And you will be tortured by the things you like. If you try to do it without God, you might get results, but the results will only torture you. You will not get the commissions on time. It will be delayed. You will see people stealing your deals. You will see people winning over you, just because you are not dealing with God. You are dealing with people. Now, I tried this and I tried that. I tried to be with God and I tried to be without God, because I thought, how come people, in Europe, and people who are, like living their best lives are happy. They are doing what they want to do, but and they're not having any issues, not having any financial issues. But this is what's on the outside. This is what you see on the outside. You don't see how they are with their families. You don't see how they are when they go out somewhere. Are they able to freely get what they want? Are they able to order what they want, or they find lack, or they're being constrained? So yeah, I realized, okay, let me try to be with God. Now, I stopped doing everything wrong I was doing, but this time I told myself, no cheat codes, no shortcuts. I'm gonna find out what God is exactly telling me to do, and I'm going to do exactly that. It wasn't easy, I'll be honest with you, but the moment I started doing this, and every time I find out something and I start to fix it, all from the book, all from the holy books, whether it's the Quran or Torah or Christianity, I just started looking. And if you seek, you will find. This is what I found. I started looking. I found some things I needed to change. I started changing it. I stopped all the wrong things that I was doing, such as going out with girls, or living my best life, as they say. Because I also realized, if I want to get what I want, which is, if I want to be with like someone who respects me, who only wants to be with me, who doesn't distract me, who wants me to focus on my purpose and on my goals, I first need to be that person. That's the only time I will be able to attract this person into my life. Then I went for Umrah. Now, before I went for Umrah, it was difficult to focus. It was difficult to it was very difficult to keep, going at one thing without being distracted. After I went for Umrah, something changed. It was like a reset button that I pressed. It's actually, Umrah is, for those who don't know, it's the sacred house of God on earth, or the holy Kaaba, which is the place people go for pilgrimage. And what it's believed to do is, like the scientific facts of it, it's believed to reset the electromagnetic field of the heart. The heart has a magnetic power, electromagnetic power. It attracts things. But when you do a lot of sins, it accumulates darkness around the heart, and this weakens the attraction power. That's why when God tells you, like, do not do it, it's better for you. Like, it will not harm me. It's better for you. Do not do it. So it accumulates darkness around the heart. So this kind of does like a reset to the heart. The whole Umrah with all the ritual, and it's like you were reborn. After I came back from Umrah, everything started changing. A lot of opportunities opened up. People are calling me, offering me jobs, offering me like opportunities. I'm getting sales. So this is why when I say sales is purely spiritual, I mean it. It is actually purely spiritual, and you cannot do it without God. You can't. If you want to try, please go ahead, but you will only waste time.